I couldn't even jog for 10 seconds. So I said, wow. I said, this is what I made out of myself. But I just kept going back at it, going back at it, going back at it. It took me about 6 months to do like a 4 kilometers in 30 minutes. It took like a 1 year to do like a easy, slow 10K. And then I thought, fantastic, 10K done. I'll probably do like a 42K, no time. Then I registered for a marathon. That time there was no much marathons, it's probably one or two. Then I registered for a marathon, Kaveri Trail Marathon 2011. Then after 20 kilometers, it was so much of pain. They literally say, crawl, jog, do what you want. That's what I completed. But then after that, I started digging more into the sport. There's not much resources, but I had colleagues going to abroad, coming back. So I asked them to get some books. That's when I started introducing some strength training, some cross training, stretching, and yeah. So over the period of time, got to travel a bit across the world, got to meet some coaches, got to see what they do, and then I realized, I love running, and why can't I do something with regard to running and make a living?
So, hello everybody. I'm Anchal Gupta, the founder of Sorgen, and I'm thrilled, exceedingly thrilled to welcome Coach Shreyas today to this episode. Running isn't just a sport; it's a way of life. And whether you are lacing up for your first 5K or even striving to break your marathon personal best, smart training and proper recovery always plays a very crucial role in your journey. Today, we have a very inspiring guest with us here, someone who has transformed his own life through running and now has taken a mission to help countless others to do the same. Based out of Bangalore, he's the founder of Runners 360, very popular running group in Bangalore, a coaching platform dedicated to guiding runners towards their goals with structured training and expert mentorship. His story is nothing short of a remarkable experience. He began his running journey weighing 120 kilos. Wow, that's a lot of weight that he has lost in his journey. He lost 60 kilos through sheer dedication and went on to complete 25 full marathons.
45, 45.
45. I stand corrected. Coach Shreyas has completed 45 full marathons, several ultra marathons, and has achieved an impressive marathon personal best of 2 hours and 59 minutes. That is really, really amazing, Coach Shreyas. Over the years, he's coached and mentored thousands of runners worldwide, helping them unlock their potential and help them to push past their limits. It's my absolute pleasure to welcome you, Coach Shreyas Karnad. Thank you so much for your time for being with us here today. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you,
And
ma'am. Thanks for having me over, and it's my privilege to be, sharing some time with you. And as always, very impressive with regard to what you've done through Sorgen. I've used a couple of pairs of your compression socks. We'll get to that
yes,
later. But yeah, been running for about 15 years now. Like as you rightly covered a lot of things. 2009, when I was about 120 kilos, that's when I started running. 2011, I ran my first full marathon in
wow.
6 hours. 2020, I ran my sub three. It took about 10 years and started coaching in 2016. And over the years, almost like 10th year of coaching now. I worked with over 3,000 people across the world. And we founded a running group called as Runners 360. And we are a team of four running coaches and two strength coach and one nutritionist. And yeah, just like you, we share a common vision to see what we can do with our expertise and our experience to the running community.
Fantastic, fantastic, Coach. This is absolutely impressive. I mean, it's something out of the ordinary because from weighing 120 kilos, I mean, to come down, losing weight is one aspect, but even your running journey, from you just mentioned that you ran your first marathon in 6 hours and to make it sub three is really, really remarkable. And I salute you for your dedication and your perseverance, coach. Can we take a little step back? where where this all began and what really inspired you and what was the turning point?
There was a time where I felt enough was enough because I was really struggling in terms of how I felt about myself. My self esteem was at an all time low, and I really wanted to change my job, but I didn't have, that self esteem to go present myself in front of an interview. And I was low on confidence because I couldn't fit into the right clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And, I had a, uh, period of low confidence, kind of depression, not feeling good about myself. And I was only 22, 23,
Right.
and I felt I was being rejected in every part of life. And rather than just complaining about how things were around, I said, there's no point, in playing a victim mode because the
Mm-hmm.
only person responsible at that point of time was me.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, all right. I saw this movie called as Varna Mairam. It's a Tamil movie,
Okay.
very very popular Tamil movie, and he says that I was also going through a little bit of emotional trauma because of my personal reasons. I lost my mother very early at the age of 17, and it was suicide, and because of which I had gone through a little bit of trauma, and the food and indulgence was my way out for the temporary
Mm-hmm.
escape from the trauma. But again, there is no permanent escape unless you go deep within and overcome it. And then in that movie, they says that when there's a lot of pain to your mind or to your soul, give your body some physical pain, it slowly cleanses out, the emotional and the mental trauma that you've been through. So I said, all right. Then I joined a gym just across my road,
Okay.
200 rupees fees per month,
Right.
manual treadmill. And I always want to be among people.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where the seed of being a coach came into existence.
Wow. What is inspiring is that even in your disturbed time, you took the situation in your hand and you worked very hard to achieve and to be what you are today. And what is amazing is, like you mentioned, you just could jog for 10 seconds. And from there to being a coach and now coaching 3,000 people and doing a full marathon, sub 345 full marathons. Yeah, I'm in awe of your dedication and hard work and your consistency. Basically, I mean, being consistent to get up and doing it day after day really demands a lot of willpower, which I think you have demonstrated, over the years. And really, hats off and salute to you, coach, for achieving beyond your best. So we are really, really inspired by your journey. And what I wanted to also mention is Bangalore as a city now. Bangalore has become like a hotspot for running. We suddenly see, like you mentioned, from the time you were running a marathon, were barely a few marathons that were happening. And from the marathon, which is picked up all over India, Bangalore is one, become a real hotspot place for running. And with the corporate life and with the kind of lifestyle changes that people are incorporating, Bangalore is definitely one of the main centers. And with events like the TCS 10K, Bangalore Marathon, which is coming up now, and a vibrant network of running groups that the city has now. It has built a strong and passionate community around the city at this moment. And from your experience, how has Bangalore running culture evolved over the years? If you can share some and throw some light, because you've seen it over the years happening.
Yeah. So I've been involved, or rather being a part of the Bangalore running community since 2010,
Wow.
right from this group called as Runners for Life, who used to organize these fortnightly runs. They were probably one of the very few organizers, but active organizers who really introduced ultra running in Bangalore. So
Mm-hmm.
probably Bangalore at that time was one of the few cities which really had quality, ultra marathons, like all the way up to 100K, 24 hours. So because of the kind of structure that was there and the kind of weather, and 2011 also we had a lot of green space. Like every
Okay.
weekend we could go towards a trail or a hill, which is like 45 minutes, 1 hour from Bangalore. So not much traffic. It was very easy to commute. So
Right.
when that was happening, this was every week or fortnight. All sorts of runners used to come. talk to each other. So there were some people who had already run a Boston then, some people who had run a marathon then.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people like me who started out from them. So we started to speak to them, learn from them, and a culture of learning and growth together started, picking up over the last decade and a half. What usually happens is when that happens of when people come together and share what that happens, a kind of culture grows around it, a community grows around it. So
Right.
that is how over a period from that happened. And then also Bangalore Marathon, which is organized by NB Sports, all the NDM and many other events, which is a pan
Correct.
India running group. So they came into picture, and then boom, they put in a lot of effort in outreaching, and then a lot of other organizers and coaches like me, saw where we could fit in and contribute to this, running culture in Bangalore, and the weather is so conducive.
Mm-hmm.
And we have within the city itself, we have different pockets. There's Bangalore North, South, and the Central, and then there is East. So all across, running communities started developing, and then Bangalore generally as a crowd, they really want to the crowd is a little more Cosmo, a little more IT. So they
Mm-hmm.
always believed in process. They always believed in structure,
Mm-hmm.
and they always also believed in paying for things. You know what? So that gave a big opportunity for people like me and many other coaches to come together and grow together.
Yeah.
So yeah, so Bangalore per se has been like, we always had people walking in Kaban Park, Lal Bagh, and then the Gen Z or the millennials
Yeah.
also started taking to fitness. Now, I mean, it's very interesting how the Gen Z is coming to running as well. So
Mm-hmm.
the baton has been passed on from one generation to another generation. And of course, we had the generation of the 70s, the veterans, and my generation of the mid 80s and the millennials and the Gen Z. So it is also a platform of people of different walks of life to come together, like you come, run, go for a healthy breakfast,
Mm-hmm.
sit to chat, and then the quality of your life and the perspectives about your life also changes a lot. So I think this has also made running that much more a
Mm-hmm.
very social thing, a very learning experience, where it's also creating a lot of synergy where that is impacting other aspects of life, including, I mean, like many of the many of my friends are all from running community who had a significant impact on my family life on a very positive note. So even on my career, so on and so forth. So I mean, it's a fantastic feeling of how running is truly changing people's life in many aspects.
Wow, that's incredible. And it's so inspiring, Coach, to see how running has become such a movement in Bangalore. You know, with but however, I wanted to ask you also, with increasing number of participants and more people running, there is also been growing challenges like injuries, fatigue,
Yeah,
maintaining long-term performance also consistently might be challenging. From your experience
yeah.
as a coach, what are some of the most common struggles that runners face and how can they overcome them?
I mean, as you rightly said, even as a coach, I always the biggest challenge. See, everybody wants to achieve their potential, right? What holds them back?
Correct.
Okay, you can complain of time, you can complain of resources, so on and so forth, but those things are manageable.
Mhm.
Correct. But the main thing that always holds back is pains, physical pain, injury, and niggles.
Right.
Right. So as much as you want to, I mean, some things, some aches and pains are unavoidable. It's a part of life.
Absolutely.
Right. I mean, after you run a marathon, you don't expect anyone to be so fresh. Or after
Correct.
a training run, you feel a little fatigued. That's how human body is. Okay, so but when that goes or becomes an injury, it really can be a very disappointing experience in many ways, because somebody who came to be fit in the sport, and if they get hurt, right, after
Mhm.
putting so much of time and resources,
Right.
it can demotivate them. Rather, can it does demotivate them, right?
Mhm.
But then that is where strength and conditioning, recovery mechanism, massages, let's say ice baths, wearing the right kind of clothes. Even, for example, now off late, after really, really long run, now I'm starting to wear a little bit of compression socks through the day,
Right.
and hydration, wearing the right shoes, right footwear. There's a recovery footwear that's come. Okay, so if
Right.
you finish your run, you just what do you say, take off your shoes and wear that, what do you say, sandals. It really pampers your feet. So
Okay.
ultimately, now, what is the, if you look at, especially Bangalore, what are the last problems that we're going to solve is about health and well-being, right? So all the resources are going into that. All the time and resources are going to health and well-being,
Mm-hmm.
quality of air, quality of life, health, sleep, fitness. So under fitness, the recovery mechanisms come into picture, supplements.
Mm-hmm.
So when we work with a person, we try to see all of these things, even the kind of shoes and socks that they wear. Because if you
Right.
don't wear the right socks, you're going to get blisters,
Absolutely.
right? If you don't wear the right shoes that is meant for you, it could be counterproductive,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
So yeah, so now ultimately, now the Indian running market is also maturing. Now people are not turning up just to finish a run. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
they are turning up no matter whatever resources
Yeah.
that we need. We are going to get, but I want to improve my performance.
Right. And
Better
feel good at
performance
the
means
same
better
time.
recovery.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fair enough. That's a what is a human being? They want to become the better version of themselves.
Absolutely. And it's also to feel good at the same time, basically.
Yeah, I feel good at the
True.
same time. So yeah, so like I said, I mean, a lot of my coaching process around rest recovery to prevent injury so that I can push you.
Correct. So my next question is
Yeah.
based on recovery itself. So basically, we see a lot of runners, they focus heavily on increasing their mileage, improving their pace. But crucial aspect that they often overlook is about recovery and injury prevention. Without proper recovery, all the hard work that you put into training can go to waste. And in your
Yeah.
experience, how important is recovery in a runner's journey? And what strategies should runners focus on to stay injury free as much as they can? Like you said, minor injuries,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
as much as you can, what can you do to remain injury free?
See, the first thing is, of course, rest. Okay, so now, let's say we make a training plan. So we try to see how much of rest that
Okay.
person is getting before the next hard workout. Second thing is, okay, post run, what are the recovery mechanisms that they need to follow, like the recovery protocols, stretching, foam rolling.
Mm.
That is one part. Okay, a
Right.
massage.
Right.
Okay, then cross training. Now, for example, every alternate day should be some form of cross training through strength and conditioning or some biking, so on and so forth.
Okay.
Third thing, okay, recovery is just not about what happens after the run, during your run. Are you, where are you, hydrating well during? If you do not hydrate yourself during the run, especially in summer, post run, you'll get headaches.
Correct.
All right, you'll feel dehydrated.
Right.
All right. Fifth thing is what comfort footwear are you wearing? All
Hmm.
right, that's also very important. Many times we don't even know the kind of footwears that you know can also lead to a little bit of aches and pains. Is Are
Correct.
you wearing the right kind of footwear? What is the mileage it's done? Is
Right.
it being able to take the load that you're putting in? With
Okay.
footwear comes what kind of clothes you wear. All right. So even clothes also extremely important. In summer, we encourage people to run,
Hmm.
use white clothes and this thing.
Hmm.
And now another major thing, now three things that I'm looking at that's evolving is massage guns, the ice baths and the compression wears,
Right.
which is extremely playing a predominant role in all these things.
Correct.
Right. So all these things, when I say it may not really look super big, okay, but
Hmm.
the minute things makes a
Hmm.
very, very, very big difference to such an extent that there is this story of this British cycling team.
Hmm.
Okay, so when the masseurs came, they even determined the kind of like the massage creams they were using.
Oh, okay.
All right. So now the massage creams now that we use should have some magnesium. Might as well optimize, right? So magnesium is going to lead for muscle recovery, right?
Correct.
They even went to the extent of which kind of pillow that they're using. A pillow determines the quality of sleep,
Wow. Okay.
right? So that's how elites work. Okay,
Right.
this is not meant for elites. Even we can do it. Get the
Right.
right pillow, get the right socks, get the right shoes, get the right gear,
Correct. Correct. Correct.
right?
See, like
So
you said, I mean, the massage is good to release, all the soreness and all the, tension within. And these are very brilliant takeaways that you just, shared with us because uh, you train so hard to perform, but equal focus should be on the recovery as well. And it's not about taking a day off, it's about actively giving your body the tools that it needs to bounce back, even stronger. So I mean, brilliant insights shared by you, coach. And And what you also mentioned about the massage, the releasing of soreness, and you mentioned about the shoes, the socks, and everything. It's
The
really
right massage cream. The right massage
right
cream plays
massage
a key
cream
role.
as well. Now we've gone even further micro into it about
Yeah,
the
yeah,
ingredient of
yeah,
the cream. So
yeah,
one
yeah,
fourth key aspect should also be about the circulation and the muscle support, because there's a lot of wear and
yeah,
tear in your calf muscles and micro oscillations
yeah,
happen.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this could bring us to a point of discussion about compression socks also. How
yeah,
does
yeah.
proper circulation impact a runner's performance and recovery? If you could share some, light there.
Yeah, definitely. Now, uh, see now, if you're generally running, right? If you're running is more of a lower body kind of activity. Okay, so a lot of blood flow happens in the lower body at some point of time, and there's also, because of the kind of activity that's involved in the lower body, there's also a lot of what do you say, lactate buildup. Okay, so because of lactate, that is where you become sore.
Oh,
All right, now let's say having, let's say, wearing a compression pant or a compression socks,
yes.
it kind of improves the blood flow a little bit more, which
Mhm.
helps. So what does blood carry? It carries a lot more oxygen, right?
Correct,
So you need oxygen to counter lactate, right?
correct.
So and the residue of lactate is lactic acid. Okay, so that is what gives you DOMS, or delayed onset of muscle soreness. Now let's say you wear a compression socks or a compression sleeve, even more so during colder weathers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the main thing what it does is it can really enhance your blood flow, which is extremely important in micro healing.
Correct.
All right, so because the more blood it carries to different aspects of the body. Now, for example, when you fall, why do you get swelling? So body is saying that, okay, there's a swelling, which means that part of the body needs a lot more blood. What does blood carry? Blood carry nutrients. What does nutrients do? It helps you recover faster. The same thing that what do you say, a compression socks can do.
Correct.
One
Correct.
more major thing that for runners, especially who have a lot of lower limb activity, you'll see over a period of time, the nerves getting a little more bigger, thicker, so on and so forth, right? It's a very common thing, because
Mm-hmm.
not only running, we also stand for a long time,
Absolutely.
and compression socks has played a very significant role in delaying all these things.
Correct.
Okay, so I tell people, per se, at least, I mean, I've used compression socks maybe a long time ago, but now, while running, I don't use, especially post runs for recovery. At home, I'm sitting, or I'm standing. I just wear, the socks. In fact, I mean, to be very transparent, I bought Sorgen based on my research on Amazon,
Oh,
not
love.
because of you telling nothing. So I just bought it, and
Correct.
then I wore it, and when you reached out to me, I said, I've used the product. I don't need
Yes.
anything. I'm happy with the product,
You
and
did.
it's a very genuine review I'm giving. So heads
Right.
up. So there is there's nothing biased about what I'm saying, and I really liked it. And also, as always, every time when it meant compression sleeves, we used to ask somebody from the US to get it.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, all the time. And there were other compression sleeves, in India, but then that came as a complement of many other products they were doing. Okay, for example, in US, there are some companies which really specialize in very few things, right? I always believe that you should work with
Yes.
specialists.
Correct.
Okay, so that is where I use Sorgen, and I kind of liked it. Okay, and I do, like I said, I don't use it for my runs, but I use it for recoveries.
Right.
So
Thank
at
you.
least 2 to 3 times in a week, just being in it for a couple of hours, or if I'm standing for long, just
Correct.
just wear and sit. It's not going to harm, and it's not expensive. It's like 800 or 900,
Yeah.
and which is a good thing, and it's a good thing to have. And if that can give you some benefit, why not?
True, doctor. I mean, sorry. True, coach.
Yeah,
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, true. I mean, as you rightly said, that's exactly what Sorgen compression socks are designed for. They're specifically built for runners to enhance the
yeah,
circulation, improve the oxygen levels, and that's
yeah,
how reduce the lactic acid buildup, and that's how they minimize
yeah,
the muscle fatigue. And they also
yeah,
support faster recovery. So, thank
yeah,
you so much for experiencing the benefits and sharing it
yeah,
with us. And
yeah.
well, on that note, I'd like to ask you, have you seen runners, whether they're beginners or experienced athletes, that have benefited using compression socks in training, races, and recovery, apart from yourself?
Yeah, yeah, so many. I mean, especially in the triathlon world, it's very big.
Correct.
If you look at a lot of triathletes, they are on compression socks. In
Right.
fact, if you look at even even when I wear a foot, I generally wear ankle socks, right? Even it should have some kind of compression. I'm not
Mhm.
very comfortable with loose socks per
Mhm.
se for me because it
Right.
helps me help my hold my feet together. It gives me that nice feeling of that pump.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, so I wear
I
ankle and
feel it's
socks.
got a hold on your
Yeah,
foot.
it's holding well. It's got that snug fit. It gives
Right.
me that pump, of that. Especially, see, I'm not much into ultras or cross training. I probably run marathons, so I have seen quite a few people wearing compression sleeves.
Right.
Especially during the colder weathers, where
Correct.
blood flow is a little more harder.
Mhm.
So I mean, not only on the shin or the legs, they even wear it in the arms.
Mhm.
I don't know if Sargent has got arm sleeves,
Yeah.
but I know a lot of people wearing that, especially when you go towards colder regions for running. So an arm sleeve is a mandate,
Okay.
at least in the initial hours, so that it'll prevent that cold and improve the blood flow.
Okay. So we don't have the arm ones yet for the
Yes, sir.
athletes, but yeah, probably that could be the next on our
Another
pipeline.
another advantage of compression socks is basically it's very easy to carry our gels. A lot of people put gels in the compression socks and run.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah. It's many people do that. Many people do that.
Correct. Correct. Another point I wanted to highlight is that the Sorgen compression socks are not only for the race day. I mean, they could be used
Yeah, it's just not.
for
It's like how I
training.
use it for recovery. Yeah,
Absolutely. And also for training during the training runs,
yeah,
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 and even extended long flights or workouts, as you just mentioned, they just help
yeah,
that circulation moving.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Especially during workouts, long sitting hours, it's the best thing that you can really have it on your legs. There's no
right,
harm in doing it.
right. And have you
It
personally
it
used it for your training days for
I
training?
have used it. I have used it a couple of times. I've
Correct.
used it. So
Yeah,
like when I'm feeling a little sore or something, that those times I just wear and go for a run.
true, true. Great.
Yeah, that's probably like once in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, but most of the times I use it during the day. That is where I see for my personal use are much more
Right.
value add.
And for recovery post
And
race.
for recovery, that's what, yeah, for recovery days.
Do
Just
try
put
them
socks
for
and
the race.
just sit against the wall
Yeah,
and elevate the legs. You feel a lot better.
correct. Do try them for the race day also, and I'm sure
Sure, definitely.
you
Definitely.
like
Just a matter of
that.
time. Yeah.
True, true, true. And before we wrap up, Coach, what would be your key piece of advice for runners who are preparing to run for the TCS 10K or any upcoming race for that matter? What is the one thing
Um,
you believe that can truly elevate their performance and race experience?
um, See, I will not say to specific to TCS 10K
Yeah.
because, but in the larger scheme of things, the one thing I tell everyone is short term goal is to run tomorrow. Long term goal is to run for life. So never deviate from these two goals.
Wow.
Okay, so you should be able to run tomorrow. Long term goal is to run for life. Beyond the below these two things, the training schedule, your marathon goals, ultra marathon goals should fit in. Okay, so approach running in that way. Okay, look for gradual, sustained improvement, and improvement necessarily doesn't mean better timings. Like I said, improvement means feeling good about yourself, recovering faster, having less aches and pains, being able to sleep better, just being happy about yourself. So these things are also extremely important. Rest a lot of fleeting. Like I said, even the elites retire one day. Okay. But the trick in the sport is to enjoy the sport for life and do whatever it takes to do that.
Wow, I think you've summed it up so beautifully, so beautifully. That's you've got to run tomorrow, you've got to run for life, you've got to feel good about it, and you have to be, feel nice about your whole journey along the way. It's not about just that one day. And sleep and
True.
taking care of yourself is also very, very important. So I think that's
Yeah.
brilliantly summed it up, Coach. And thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure having you share your experiences and your amazing transformative journey with us. It's very, very inspiring. And of course, your insights into training, recovery, and smart running strategies are very, very valuable. Thank you so much to all our listeners, whether you're gearing up for TCS 10K, Bangalore Marathon, or just enjoying your morning run at the Q1 Park or Alba. Remember that even small changes in your training and recovery routine can lead to big improvements in performance and injury prevention, most important. Bangalore's running community is one of the most passionate ones in India, and we at Sorgen are really excited to be a part of your journey. We've designed Sorgen compression sport socks specifically for active individuals like you to enhance your circulation, reduce muscle fatigue, and of course, speed up your recovery. If you haven't experienced the benefits yet, now is the time. Visit sorgen.co. And the last line from you, Coach Shreyas. Something for our listeners.
Um, so definitely. I mean, firstly, thank you for having me and being patient, listening to me. So I really appreciate that. Secondly, I really wish Sojan the best. I think you guys are doing a great job. Great job. I really like the colors. They're nice and vibrant, and I mean, you can look at them from a distance. And I I hope and wish that you reach out to a larger audience with what you're doing. I'm sure that your product will definitely contribute in a very positive way to runners like me. Like I said, right? An active component of being injury free or overcoming pain is recovery mechanism,
Right.
out of which a compression socks plays a key role. And may you touch upon many more lives in a very positive way. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, and all the best to you, sir, too. With
Thank you. Take
3,000
care.
students with you, many, many more to go. Run fast, recover smart, and keep the spirit of Nama Bangalore alive. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.